in the footsteps of silent vacancy. At the bottom of the city, there was a huge shelter that no one knew about, which only opened with sound waves. This was Echo Haven. Jinu, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe were just a rising K-pop group from the outside, but their real mission was to block the monsters from the Kingdom of Silence. Everything started very normally that night while working on their new album at the studio. The special audio detector Zoe used captured a destruction signal at a frequency so low that a normal person could not hear. "Team, get ready," Zoe said, pushing back her short navy blue hair. "It's not just a little monster. They're targeting the sound energy station in the center of the city. If they take over there, they can change the frequency of the whole city if they wish and turn people into puppets." Mira replied solemnly as she wrapped her long pink hair in a sword sheath. "That station is the heart of the city. If the frequency changes, music no longer gives people happiness. It only creates chaos." Rumi gathered her purple grape-colored hair and prepared her swords. "Then it's time to silence them. Are you ready?" Jumped from the teleportation gate inside the shelter to the very center of the city, to the roof of the station at the top. The sky was covered with purple and black clouds. Right in front of them was a huge metallic shadow of silence hanging in the air, emitting humming sound waves around it. The monster was sucking the notes, spreading to the city, leaving only a chilling silence. Jinu shouted as he turned his microphone into an energy emitter. "We're taking the music back! Now!" Part 2, the last note and rebirth. In response to Jinu's voice, the monster turned all the steel structures around him into a gun and threw them at them. Mira, defense line. He shouted pink energy protected her teammates by creating shields from her hair. However, the frequency of the monster was so strong that Mira's shields began to crack. "I can't stand it," Mira said, falling on her knees. "Rumi, don't leave yourself!" He shouted. Purple grape hair illuminated the darkness of the night with the intense energy it radiated. He formed a rhythm circle by sticking his swords in the ground. "Zoe, can you reverse the frequency?" Zoe closed her eyes and concentrated. The ends of her short navy blue hair were shining like a technological interface. "I can reverse the frequency!" But someone needs to enter the very heart of that monster and print dissolution notes. This is very dangerous. Our own energy can melt at that frequency! Gina, they looked at each other. It wasn't just a band dancing, it was the sacrifice of themselves to music to save the world. Jinu, we can do this. We're all going to make a harmony attack at the same time, combining our own colors. The four jumped right in the middle of the monster, hanging in the air. Mira helped the monster's shield with her pink energy. Rumi fixed the main body with his purple swords. Zoe locked the monster's frequency with her navy blue rays. Jinu, on the other hand, gathered the energy of all of it and spread a pure and destructive melody from his microphone, never seen before. Thunder thundered, the lights blinded the city. The monster broke into pieces, spilled to the ground like a pile of notes, and the sound of life returned to the city again. The next morning, everyone was preparing for the concert. No one knew what happened at night. Jinu looked at the girls in the glade. They were tired but smiling. "We saved the city last night," Jinu said in a low voice. "But the Kingdom of Silence is just beginning. It was just a trailer." Rumi Zoe straightened her purple hair, Mira touched her pink hair, and Zoe tossed her navy blue hair. The trailer is the trailer! Zoe said, "Our scene is not over yet." Although dark clouds seem to be scattered over the city, the detectors in Echo Haven were detecting something much different than usual. When Zoe combed her navy blue hair back with her hands and approached the screens, her face turned white. "Friends, look," he said with a trembling voice. At the point where the monster disappeared, not only sound waves, but a countdown code remained. This was not a coincidence. Someone was testing our strengths. Jinwoo put her microphone on the table and went to Zoe. "What do you mean he was testing?" "The Kingdom of Silence just doesn't want chaos," Mir interjected, tossing her pink hair angrily. "They are copying the working principle of our harmony attack. If we can't solve that code next time, they will use the same attack against us." Just then, the heavy metal door of the shelter shook with a loud noise. The sound coming from the outside was not a sound that the human ear could hear. It was sharp and cold, like the sound of crystals breaking. Rumi pulled his purple swords out of his sheath and took his guard in front of the door. "One is at the door, and it's not a monster! It's a frequency copier!" When the door opened, the figure standing in front of him shocked the team. The person standing in front of them was Varen, one of the former managers of the group, but who was said to have retired months ago. However, his eyes were completely shining like a pitch-black void, and the device in his hand was exactly the same technology that Zoe had designed. "You're not just a talented band, you're their life battery," Varen said, his voice coming out with a mechanical echo. "Your music is the only key to building the Empire of Silence." Jinwoo stepped forward, his voice determined. "Our music is only for free people, not for puppets like you." Varen started the device in his hand. Suddenly, the frequency of the whole room changed. Everyone's movements slowed down. They felt as if they were going through a heavy water. It was a time freeze frequency. "Now," said Varen, "let's see if your own song can save you." The four looked at each other in horror of not being able to move. However, Zoe, with one last effort, activated a small frequency jammer device that she had hidden between her navy blue hair. "Girls, focus on your own inner voice. Listen to the rhythm in your heart, not the frequencing outside." Mira, Rumi, and Jinwoo closed their eyes. Even in silence, they began to use the beating of their own hearts as a rhythm. Varen's device began to sizzle in the face of this unexpected, pure, natural rhythm. "This is impossible," Varen shouted. "There can be no rhythm where there is silence." "My rhythm is everywhere," Jinwoo said, opening his eyes. "Only for those who know how to hear it." With a huge burst of energy, Varen's device was shattered in his hand and the shelter was shaken. However, Varen escaped using the teleportation door with one last move. He left only one message: "Welcome to the center of silence. The game begins now." Jinwoo, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe looked at each other. They were no longer just a group, but a hunter, and their enemy was no longer just a monster, bugger, insider, traitor. They knew. As the smoke of the shelter dispersed,
The shock on the team's face was replaced by a determination. Varen's escape was proof that they had now moved from a secret war to an open conflict. Zoe examined the broken device and threw her navy blue hair back angrily, saying it just didn't escape. He transferred all our data, frequency maps, and even our most secret choreography notes here to the center of silence. Now they know our every move in advance. Just placed a microphone in his hand. Then we changed the rules. He said we will not do the choreographies they expect. We will attack with a completely improvised, pure energy that they cannot predict. Mira tied her long pink hair tightly from behind like a warrior. So where's the center of silence? How are we going to find him? He left a mark behind Varen as he left. Rumi said, following the sizzling from the hidden sensors he placed between his purple grape hair. This is an echo mark. There is a concentration of energy under the city's oldest abandoned opera house. If they have a center, that is the nearest entrance point to here. The force set off without wasting any time. Under the night lights of the city. From the outside they look like a music group that was just late for their concert. However, each of them was ready to turn their own special abilities into weapons when they reached the opera house. It was eerily quiet inside. Among the dusty velvet curtains, they heard that cold mechanical buzz emitted by Varen's technology. When they got on the stage of the building, they saw a huge black crystal ball hanging in the air, right in the middle of the stage. This sphere was a battery of silence that absorbed all the rhythms of the city. Welcome to the trap, said Waren's voice, echoing from all the walls of the building, from the shadows of the building. Shadow replicas of the monsters they had encountered before appeared. Genu smiled. You may be a lot in number, but there is something you don't have. Zoe. And this is the soul of our music. He spread the navy blue energy space to the whole building by saying, the attack started at the same time. Using her pink hair like a giant whip, Mira threw copies of shadows out of the stage. With his purple swords, Rumi smashed the protective shield around the crystal ball. Each stroke was like a hard bass stroke echoing in the building. Genu and Zoe focused on the crystal in the center. With the Genu microphone, Zoe began to match the frequency of the crystal with the rhythm of their own song with the audio converter he developed. The crystal began to shake by the rhythm they made. Its black surface was cracking. Thousands of stolen notes and sounds trapped inside were spreading outside. Back to the city. Varen jumped out of the shadows and threw it on Gina. Stop it! You're ruining everything! With one last move, Gino threw his microphone towards the controller in Velen's hand. The device was shattered, and the dark aura on Varen began to dissipate. Varen fell to his knees. That emptiness in his eyes was gone. We won, Gino said breathlessly. The crystal ball was destroyed by a huge explosion, and every corner of the opera house was filled with the most exuberant, full of joy of life notes. The city had returned to its true rhythm, but immediately after the victory, a much stronger, much older voice was heard from far away, from the depths of the kingdom of silence. This proved that Varen was just a pawn. The real leader was a much bigger threat. symphony and the voice of destiny. The celebration of victory in the opera house suddenly ended with a huge purple-black crack appearing in the sky. It wasn't just a monster. It was an incompatible symphony that tore the reality itself apart. The sky was drawn like a record. The sounds on the city were broken. Varn stood up weakly. The emptiness in his eyes was gone, but he was in horror. "What did you do?" he whispered. "That sphere was not a battery, it was a seal. By breaking it, you allowed the silent maestro, the real ruler of the kingdom, to awaken." At that moment, a huge, ghostly orchestra conductor figure appeared through the clouds. He was holding a wand written with a shadow, not with light in his hand. When the maestro lifted his wand into the air, all the traffic of the city, the sounds of birds, and even the heartbeats of people began to stop according to the rhythm of the maestro's baton. Zoe collapsed to the ground in pain with the crackle from her headphones. All frequencies are under his control. It turns the music itself into a weapon. Mira tried to protect Jinu and the others by braiding her pink hair like a shield, but the pressure Maestro created was so great that the pink energy in her hair began to fade rapidly. "Jinu, we have to do something. This time it's not a normal rhythm. This is a universal noise!" Rumi stabbed his swords in the ground as his purple grape hair was no longer with electricity but with pure fatigue. Even one note is enough to completely destroy us. How are we going to defend our own music against him? Jinu saw the microphone in his hand crack, but then he looked at that old control device that Baron dropped to the ground and was broken. An idea flashed like a spark in Jinu's mind. "Zoe, do you remember the data on that device?" Jinu shouted. "If Maestro uses music as a weapon, we will use music as an antivirus. We will combine not only our own song, but that small, forgotten rhythm in every person in the city." Zoe pushed her short navy blue hair aside and grabbed the device. "This is crazy. To connect the frequency of the whole city means to collect the energy of all of us in a single note. If we fail, we will all melt." Mira and Rumi looked at each other, then turned to Jinu. "The stage is ours," they said at the same time. The four climbed to the top of the opera house to the highest point. Jinu set his microphone to the highest power. Rumi stretched out his swords like a lightning rod towards the sky. Mira spread her pink energy like a net all over the city. Zoe, on the other hand, converted all this energy into a single great harmony frequency. "Maestro of silence!" Jinu shouted in a voice that could be heard all over the city. "You're just a shadow playing music, but we are the music itself!" The four began singing the band's forbidden and highest frequency song, which they had never exhibited before. This was a melody that not only ears but souls could hear. The hope, joy, and life energy within the people in the city began to suppress the gray, dark rhythm of the maestro. Maestro's wand trembled. The cracks in the sky began to fill with bright golden lights. With the music of the team, Maestro could not hold on to this pure human energy. His silhouette slowly blended into the air like the extinction of a note. The world stopped for a moment. Then the birds started to sing again. Traffic started to flow again. The next day, the members of the group fell asleep from exhaustion in the rehearsal room. There have been strange, unexplainable events over the city. Experts describe it as an optical illusion, the news said. Jinu opened his eyes. Rumi saw Mira and Zoe sleeping. He smiled to himself. "Is it over?" he thought. "Or is this just the beginning of a new rhythm?" Because at that moment, a brand new rhythm signal began to play in Jinu's headphones, which was clearly from a completely different galaxy. Coming from far away, the work of the hunters was never over. melody. That new, alien frequency signal from the rehearsal suddenly changed the air in the room. While the others fainted from exhaustion, Jinwoo put on his headphones. The sound was not just a noise, it was an invitation. This was very different from the mechanical coldness of the Kingdom of Silence, which was like the first song of a living, breathing universe. Zoe came to Jinwoo, rubbing her sleepy eyes. Although her navy blue hair was tangled, her gaze was sharp again. This signal does not belong to any kingdom. This is an interstellar frequency. They are calling us. Jinwoo. Rumi and Mira also woke up. Rumi gathered her purple grape hair with her hands and stood up. Another task! We just got out of yesterday's maestro attack, he said, but he had that familiar hunter glow in his eyes. Mira smiled. The light sparkle at the ends of her pink hair still revealed her endless energy. If the rhythm of the universe is disrupted, we are the ones who will fix it again. The scene isn't just limited to this city, is it? The four walked towards the universal rhythm gate in the deepest part of the shelter. Varun was now standing by them as a friend and observer. This door, said Varun, opens beyond the Kingdom of Silence to the cosmic orchestra. There you will meet not only monsters, but also those who protect the source of music. When the door opened, a huge galaxy scene appeared in front of them. The stars were flashing magnetically, just like the lighting in the scenes. Jinwoo grabbed his microphone. "Girls," he said, looking at the rest of the group, "we're not just a K-pop group. We are the last note that protects the harmony of the universe." "My purple light is ready," Rumi said. "My pink energy is at its peak," Nita added. "My navy blue frequencies are locked," Zoe said decisively. The four took a step at the same time and walked through the door towards the heart of eternity. They were now beyond being demon hunters. They were now cosmic melody guardians. Looking back, they were leaving the world behind, but the legacy they left to the world was obvious. The fact that music is not just a fun, but a source of life. And from that moment on, in whichever corner of the universe a disharmony sound was heard, people would just look at the sky and hear this whisper. "Don't worry, the hunters are on the way." The stage lights went dark, but the melodies continued to spread throughout the universe with a rhythm that would last forever. And so, the saga of K-pop Demon Hunters ended in becoming legendary with new missions among the stars. See you in another story.